Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Accu-Stats Video Productions, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2014 Accu-Stats Make It Happen 8-Ball Invitational. Thank you, everybody. We're coming to you live from the Aramis-Simonis Arena here at Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey. This is the 5th event of the Make It Happen series, which began in 2012 with an 8-ball event, the inaugural Make It Happen 8-Ball Invitational 2 years ago. And we have continued that theme now. We've gone through 4 go-arounds. We're back to 8-ball. So once again, between Accu-Stats and all of you great loyal fans, you've brought 6 of the world's best here to compete in a round-robin format, playing races to 10, 8-ball, over 4 days. Each player will play 5 matches. At the end of play on Sunday evening, the player with the best overall record will be crowned our 2014 Make It Happen 8-Ball champion. In the event of a tie, there will be a playoff, and tiebreakers come into effect as well. So every game matters, even for the player who is coming up on the short side of the match. We'll tell you more about the playoff possibilities as we get a little bit closer. Before I introduce the competitors, I'd like to just once again say on behalf of the entire Accu-Stats team, everybody here at Sandcastle and our 6 great champions, how much we appreciate your devotion and loyalty to Accu-Stats and to our great industry, and for once again, making it happen, everybody. Well, there couldn't be a better way to start things off today. We've got 2 players who have both played once and both come out victorious. Someone's going to have a loss, someone's going to be 2-0. Here we go. Our first player, originally from Greensboro, North Carolina, now residing in New York City. This gentleman's a 5-time US Open champion. He owns 5 World 9-Ball titles and 6 Player of the Year titles. Between our 2 players, I wanted to make a brief mention of this, I'm sorry, before I continue with the introductions. There have been 39 US Open 9-Ball championships played since it was inaugurated in 1975. 39 US Opens. These 2 gentlemen hold 9 of those titles. That's roughly 1 out of 4 US Opens have been won by one of these 2 gentlemen. An unprecedented accomplishment, and I think we're all honored to be able to watch them play with that kind of a record. So, I'm sorry for the brief interruption there. Let me continue with player introduction here. This gentleman is also a member of the Billiard Congress of America Hall of Fame, having been inducted in 2006. He's sponsored by Steinway Billiards. He's also the house pro there, sponsored also by the Kings of Vapor. Please welcome Earl the Pearl Strickland. Thank you. And his opponent, also with a record of 1 win and no losses, from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. He's a 4-time US Open 9-Ball champion, the last 3 consecutively. No one else has ever done that. He also holds US Open titles in 10-ball, 1-pocket, and 8-ball. 3 times he's been crowned Derby City 9-ball champion. He's sponsored by Q-Tech. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the South Dakota Kid. It's Shane Van Boening. All right, we're ready to go here. Your official timekeeper is Miss Angel Maracas. Your official photographer is Carl Kantrowitz, and it's my pleasure to send it to the booth now to the voice of Accu-Stats, Billy Incardona, and to his partner, Hall of Famer, Danny Diliberto. Go ahead, guys.
Okay, thank you, Kenny. Accu-Stats Video Productions presents from Edison, New Jersey, at Sandcastle Billiards, the Make It Happen Invitational, 8-Ball Make It Happen Invitational.
Second day, folks.
Second day is right. And Danny, the 2 players playing in this feature match, Earl Strickland may be the most decorated player in the history of our game. You know, all the accomplishments and titles he has.
Unbelievable.
Okay? And Shane Van Boening, possibly, disputably, the best player in the world today.
At least the best American player. great player. He's playing great.
I don't think the people out there can hear on the rail here. So, but people, Pat. Okay. This is a race to 10, alternate break. Very important to put a ball down on the break.
And like we said, it's very important to win the first lag because this could wind up hill, and then the lag will win the match.
Because of the rule alternate break, that lends to more closer matches. So therefore, the importance of putting a ball down on the break becomes much more important because of that particular rule. Van Boening did put a ball down on the break. Now he has choice of colors.
Well, only because he's got a pretty good shot here. I like the solids. He's got the 5 ball. That will give him the solids. And they're all pretty well open. There's one stripe ball kind of tied up. That's the 11 ball. But here I'm sure he's going to make this and get the solids.
The solids is a much better choice because of the reason you brought up, because of the 11 ball tied up with the 8 ball at the other end of the table. And no other stripe balls around it to maybe, alleviate that.
But don't forget, that makes the 8 ball tied up also. So he's going to have to figure a way in the end to get that open because he's going to make all the solids, I believe.
Now, he looked at the corner pocket to see if the 8 ball was pocketable in that pocket. Like Danny said, the 11 ball tying up the 8 ball created a problem for the 8 ball whenever he gets to that, if he gets to it. But he also has the 6 and also the 2 ball down that end of the table, potential balls to break loose the 8 and the 11 if he's able to get the right angle on those 2 balls. 1 ball position in the center of the table, a little, tough ball to play good shape on because you have to be on the correct side of the 1 ball.
Well, the thing about it, like straight pool, when you do open that 8, you better have an insurance ball.
This is very interesting because now he's going to play shape for the 1. What's he going to do after that? He really can't afford to go into the 8 or the 11 off the 6 right now because he's limiting himself what he can play position for.
No insurance ball if he does it now. But if he got rid of the 6 or the 2, he would have an insurance ball. But right now, I don't think he can just go into him. And he knows that. See, so now he does have a shot at the 6. He's going to billiard the 2 and probably have that in the right-hand corner pocket. And then he's going to have to do something with the 8. Well, now he's got a perfect angle to go 1 rail into the 11.
The last couple of shots, I want to make sure this doesn't go unrecognized. I thought he played the last couple of shots beautifully. He's ended up with a beautiful angle. He has options now. He can go into the 11, he can go into the 8, or he can play position for the 8 past the 11, which he's done, bottom left corner pocket. Very nicely executed rack up until this point. Let's see how well he does here.
Yeah, don't hit balls when they pass. Fall on where they pass, and he did that very nicely.
Beautifully executed first rack, Danny. You really have to like the way he handled his first rack.
He's a great player. He's going to handle a lot of racks that way.
Now it's Strickland's opportunity to break the balls, game number 2. And like we mentioned before the balls, in the first rack of the game, it's so important to put a ball down on the break and follow it up by running out. Because when you play alternate break, once again, the break becomes so much more important than when you play winner break.
Right, and you don't want to get 2 games behind because you can only catch up 1 at a time. So Earl has to run out his break here just to stay in the match, or he can get behind 3 games. The reason I say that is because it's Shane break next game, and if he wins this one, he'll be 2 ahead with his break. And I keep giving the breaker that game.
Earl's been playing upper echelon pool for close to 30 years, and it's so difficult to play any sport or game and stay on top for that long of a period of time.
That's why I marvel about Shane. Yeah. He keeps the intensity day in, day out, all tournaments. no other sport do you do that. You slack off for a while, and then you build up again. But Shane has it every time he plays.
Nothing. Look at Earl. He looked in disappointment over the
Well,
table.
I don't blame him, because now he can get behind 3 games.
Well, 2 games.
No, it's going to be Shane's break.
Well, we can't give him the game.
I give it to him because I've been watching him
you're
get
so
it.
generous.
I am, but that's the way it sits. If you're playing in Earl's chair, you got to figure that if this guy runs out here in his break, he could be behind 3 games. That's a no-no with alternate breaks.
Well, if I were he, I wouldn't put that much pressure on myself. I'd just say 2 games, okay? But I understand what you're saying.
But right now, he can't do anything but sit there. So he's not putting pressure on himself.
Sit there like we're doing here?
Like we are.
And
Except we don't have to pay the rent by winning. He does.
Okay, he's looking to play the stripes. Let's take a look at the stripes as they lay on the table.
You know what? They're pretty close to the same, because once he gets the 7 out of the way, the 6 will get him to the 1, which is a trouble ball. So I think they're about equal.
Now, the 11 ball, that's the ball sandwiched in between the 6 and the 15 on the left side of the table. That seems to be, if there's a problematic ball on the table, I would venture to say that would be the one.
But it passes the 15, Billy.
If it passes to 15...
He does.
Okay. I don't like the way he played the first shot. I don't think he does either. He's looking up in the air saying to himself, what happened there?
Well, he wanted an easier shot here, but I imagine he'll handle it.
No, he's going to have to play pretty good position here. He can't afford to fall behind the 1 here. Watch out. You don't want to fall behind the 1 here.
Oh, you don't want to tie the 8 up either.
He was fortunate that he put the 8 where it ended up, and he's landed perfectly for that 11 ball that only has a half a pocket. This is the problematic ball, and he wants to get rid of it. Nice. Well, he fell pretty nice for that ball,
which gave him good position for the next ball.
Right. Put him in perfect line to get out that rack. A little fortuitous in bumping the 8 and having it end up where it did, but I'm certainly sure he'll take it.
Well, he looks like he's out here. He's got this ball, and then the 9, and then the 8, and he'll be 2-0 ahead with his break. That's what I was talking about earlier. And the way he's breaking, you got to almost give him that game.
Yeah. Now all he'll need to do is pocket the 9, and the bumped 8 where it ended up in front of the side pocket is there for game number 2. But you have to like the way he's playing, really.
He's playing great.
Not only in this match, in this game, but as of recent.
He just won his 3rd consecutive U.S. Open 9-ball in Norfolk. So he is on fire.
And he knows it. Because when you're on a roll, like he's on a roll right now, and I'm sure you can relate to this, when you were playing your best, when you thought you were invincible as well, and that's exactly the way he feels right now. And you know what? I can't blame him, because he looks like he's playing pretty good to me. I don't see how anyone can beat him unless they play as well as he's playing. But then they got to break as well as he's breaking. He's just doing everything great. So he's going to be very tough to beat. But if there's a guy in this tournament, matter of fact, any player in this tournament can win.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest about it. Any one of these 6 players can win this event, because that's how great all of them play. But I think that he's right now the player with the most confidence, maybe other than Mr. Appleton.
Yeah, Darren's playing very well. Very well.
Now, this is the rack. This is the rack number 3. This is the rack that Danny gave to Shane before he even broke the balls.
Yeah.
So let's see how well he predicted this. Let's see. He can make you right here, pocket a ball in the break and run out.
Well, he's been pocketing balls. He's breaking them great.
Well, there goes one ball.
On the side.
There goes maybe another ball. Let's take a look at the layout here. Okay. It looks like either color will suffice. The 4 ball laying on the left-hand long rail does pass the 8. So that's not really that problematic. He could fall on it right now. If he chooses to play the 2-1 combination, he can go right over for that ball. I think you got to take the solids here.
Yeah, I think so too. They're a little bit better. Not much. I imagine he'd run out whatever group.
He's playing a combination off of a stripe.
Yeah. Well, he didn't want to shoot the ball into the 2, the high ball, because that might have snookered the 2. So he's got them all open now.
Yeah, but what does he have? I don't see what he has here. The 3 ball? What does he have?
He's got the 7.
No,
he's got the 7, and then he's got the 3 in the side.
Okay, now the 3 ball positioned to the in front of the foot spot. Now he's going to shoot the 2 here.
He wants to get that out of the way, that's all. He can go right to the 4 here.
That's the ball I'd go to, the 4. That's the ball that really needs to be...
Yeah, and he's got balls to go to easily. The 4 to the 6. Yeah. You're going to start seeing why I gave him the 3rd game, wouldn't you say?
Now, how about this particular pattern? How about the 6 to the 3? The 6 following up maybe 6 inches, playing the 3 in the lower left-hand corner, the way we look at the table. Because he would like to eliminate the 3 next.
He's going to do that.
And that'll give him 2 nice key balls, either the 5 or the 7 to fall for the 8, because the 8 is on the same side of the table that both the 5 and the 7 are on. So he doesn't have to do much traveling with the cue ball. Well, he didn't shoot the 3. Well, the 3's fine if he goes to the side. I just thought he could have went either way there.
He could have. There's a number of ways he could have done it there because they were all open.
But he wants to stay slightly under the 3, cutting the 3 to his right.
Oh, he wouldn't mind getting straight in on it either.
Mm-hmm. He could just get straight in and stop, but he couldn't afford to get on top of the 3.
Well, he's full enough to control it to the 8. You see why I gave him the 3rd game, Billy?
He makes you look so smart, Danny.
Oh, yeah.
You better hope he stays at the table. That's rack number 3.
Well, it's Earl's, see, here's how I've been figuring it out now. If Earl doesn't make a ball and break out here and run out, he can get behind 5 games, which is unsurmountable.
Since you were that accurate with your prediction, the other rack, I'm going to have to agree with you because I'm not a fool, Danny. I know a man who's right, and you look like that man. You've been very successful over there so far. And you're right, it is 3-0, Van Boening. Now, Strickland, I think, Strickland has a powerful break. It didn't look like that when he broke the balls in rack number 2. But he does have a big break. I expect for him to break the balls with more force, more velocity.
And he's wearing his blue 8-ball glove. He's got different colors for different games. This is his 8-ball glove. You're not going to say anything about that?
Oh, okay.
As you people know, yesterday, Kenny Schumann and I did all the matches, and now we have a special treat. My longtime friend and road player partner, Billy Incardona, is here.
No, he's got to put more power into the break.
He better make a ball, whatever power he does.
Wind it up.
He made a few this time.
He's made about 4 or 5 balls on the break. I don't even. Let's count the balls on the table. There's 11 balls left. He made 4 balls on the break. And he made 2 of each color, by the way.
Well, I think he's got to play the solids because he can shoot that 2 ball and go right to the 1, and everything else looks like tic-tac-toe after that. But he could do either. This is another rack where either one of them will get you out. He's choosing my route, but big deal.
Okay, now the ball that he's going to have to be concerned with is the red 3 ball. That's the ball that's positioned under the foot spot to the right of the 10 ball. That's the ball that he should be concerned with. He should plan his attack based off of how he's going to fall on that ball.
Well, the way they're sitting here, the 3 goes in either corner pocket down here. So he could fall on the 6 with a little angle and play the 3 in the same pocket as the 6. I imagine that's what he'll do.
He seems to have a little bit of a problem with this particular angle that he's left himself with on the 1. He would like to end up with a nice shot on the 5 next that would put him in line for the 3. But to get that angle off the 1 may be a little bit of a problem. Let's see how well he does.
He's going to draw the ball.
That's what I was talking about.
He got
see?
good.
No, he got a shot, but I don't know if he got good.
Oh,
because
he got
after
good.
shooting the 5, he's going to go away from the 3. That's not what he wanted to
No,
do.
Billy, he can shoot the 6 and then go 1 rail to the 3 in the same pocket as the 6. I don't think there's a problem here. I know you want to talk, but
Well,
I
the
don't
reason
see a
I want
problem.
to talk is because you want to end up with the angle that takes you toward the 5, the 6, and the 3, not away from it.
Well, he got the 6 right now, and
Okay.
that's going to go 1 rail to the 3.
That's a testament to the resiliency that he has. Okay, he was able to get back in line by going 3 cushions around the table.
Now he'll go 1 rail and play the 3 in the same pocket as the 6. He desperately needed to win this game. He definitely.
Yeah, he needs to get off
would
the-
have got 5 behind otherwise.
Exactly. Got to get off that bottom rail, which he's done. This is rack number 4. He trails 3-0, but he's looking to narrow the gap to 3-1.
Yeah.
I don't see why he's not going to be able to do that, unless he fouls. Nicely done. Rack number 4 goes to Strickland, who now only trails by 2 games in a race to 10, 3 games to 1.
Well, anyway, this is what we watched all day yesterday. Perfect playing. I mean, so far, nobody's done anything wrong. Except Earl didn't make a ball on the second break, and that could be the end of him because of it.
Strickland won his first tournament at this, I believe it was at Tahoe in Nevada, 1983.
I remember it.
1983. That's when he really.
Okay, let me tell you a little trivia about that. Before he went to Nevada for that tournament, he played a guy in Pennsylvania named Lester Schmelowitz. 20 a game, and the guy beat him 40 games, 20 a game. Then the next day he went to Tahoe and won the tournament.
I never heard about that. Did you make that up?
No.
I'm going to ask Earl.
No, I know because
40. He's not going to admit to that. 40-game loser.
Gary-
Master, what was his name?
Lester Schmelowitz.
No, he sure didn't beat. He didn't beat him.
Oh, yeah?
Schmelowitz beat Strickland.
Lester
That
Schmelowitz.
didn't happen.
He beat him 20 games.
Okay. All right. Well,
Ask him.
Well, you ask him.
Well, you know what I'm going to tell you? Lester Schmelowitz was just at a tournament, and he came up to me and said, "You remember me?" I said, "Yeah, you're Lester Schmelowitz." I said, "You beat." This is where Earl can catch him now. This match could wind up 3-3.
This is exactly what Earl Strickland needed because
He
the
did.
way Van Boening breaks the balls, who would expect him to give up the table off the break unless something like that happened? This is an opportunity for Strickland. He's got to capitalize on it.
Oh, yeah. He runs out here and breaks and runs out. We got a tie ball game. And you know you don't have ball in hand everywhere. You got after the break, you got to shoot over the head string.
I like what he's doing here. He's going to play the 1-4-3-6.
Right. The 6 is a little problem, but he has balls to fall on it with.
But here, he's got to get absolutely perfect on the 3 because he has to stay down that end of the table for the 6.
Well, he did that.
He did that. He fell on the correct side of the 3 that takes him away from the 6, which he's done there. Because you don't want the angle to get you go toward the 6 because there's not much room there. Now he had to play good position on the 2 here or the 5. Because the 2 to the 5 is kind of like touchy.
Well, the 5 goes in the corner and the side. So
Okay.
he's going to get to the corner.
But did he end up on the wrong side of the 5?
No, he's going to take the shot on the 2 and go 2 rails to the 8, just sticking right there. Or going forward an inch. Don't snooker yourself. He's fine.
Now he's okay. He can play the 8 in the side or the corner. This is rack number 5. He's going to play the 8 in the side if he doesn't foul here, which he shouldn't, and he didn't. And now it's a pretty interesting match, 3-2 in favor of Van Boening. Strickland at the table to open up the balls in game number 6.
That is why you got to win on your break every time, because you could lose 2 games every time you don't.
And that sometimes happens with the big breaker. You know, the big breaker, even though he pockets more balls on the break with more regularity, the balls are flying around, and if something hits the cue ball because the balls are flying around like they are, there's always that chance of the cue ball ending up in a pocket.
You're right.
Which it did.
That's happened a few times.
But that's certainly an unlikely thing that happened, but it does happen occasionally. More so with the bigger breakers because of the amount of balls that fly around, with the speed that they fly around in. But anyways, fortunately for Strickland, that did happen, and he was given the opportunity to get back into the match to the delight of mostly all the spectators. We want to see closer matches, don't we?
Oh, of course. The rules dictate that. You know, alternate break, like you said. The matches are going to be closer because of that, because no one could string and run 4 or 5 racks. And you know they're capable of it if they broke every time they won one, but it's not that way.
The last time Strickland broke the balls, he pocketed 4 balls on the break. But you know what? I didn't particularly care for the way he broke the balls. I mean, he got a good production off the break, but it didn't seem like he hit the balls well. It just didn't seem like, he don't have that good fluid break stroke like Van Boening.
Oh, I know it. Van Boening probably got the best break in pool.
But at one time, this man here had the best break in pool at one time. But he's up there in age a little bit right now.
He's 53.
53 years old.
That's young.
He's not, well, he did get a ball. Something did fall. Let's take a look.
They tied up a bit.
Interesting. You know, the solids looks like the better of the 2 colors because of the 13-2. If the 13 doesn't pass, or the 11, whatever ball that is in the upper left-hand corner, if it doesn't pass, can we get a shot of that ball up there to the right of Strickland? There it is. No, it does not pass. So Strickland's looking at it now. He's saying, well, that stripe doesn't pass, so the stripe becomes now really not that appealing. So I'm going to have to look at the solids now and see which route or which pattern or path I should take here, because he's going to take the solids.
Yeah. And he needs a little angle on the 2 to get to the 7 for the pocket where he's standing right now. He's got that angle. Oh, you don't want to hit the...
Yeah, he does.
You don't want to hit the 13.
Yeah, he does. He wants to open up the pocket for the 7.
Well, it goes in the pocket where he's standing. He could have done that.
Yeah, but this is bitter.
I don't know.
You do know.
I don't. I like falling on the ball instead of hitting things. It doesn't matter. He's probably going to get out anyway. But I don't, I play differently. So does Darren.
We had that discussion at breakfast this morning, by the way, which I'll elaborate on a little bit later.
Well,
about the difference of opinion.
I'm glad you're saying this, because I'll never eat breakfast with you again.
That's a lie. I picked up the check.
You did? Oh, we can do it tomorrow.
Thank you.
You are a pretty consistent check picker upper.
Now we come to the more intricate part of the rack where the speed of a shot becomes so crucial. It's from the 3 to the 6.
He wants to get straight in on the 6.
Yeah, but
Billy.
he doesn't have the angle because he looks like he's unhappy with the results of the last shot. So let's see what he does with the cue ball.
I think he could soft roll it, or I don't think you got to hit rails.
Yeah, but it's distracting.
What's Earl talking about? There's something about it he doesn't like. And if he doesn't like controlling the 3, he could shoot it off the 15 into the side. That'll get him the right angle to fall on the 6.
Yeah, well,
but I think he could roll it. I don't think he has to do that.
Well, let's see what he thinks.
Oh, he's going 2 rails, and he's going to be pretty good.
Oh, I think it's beautifully executed.
Yeah.
Nice speed.
Stop.
Nice speed.
That is good speed. You go 2 rails and get straight in on this ball that you needed to get straight in. That was a great shot.
He may bump the 8 here. Nope, he was straight in. That was perfect position.
He did. He got perfect.
But he seems a little bit unsettled, but that's not unusual.
Yeah, well,
Rack number 6 goes to Strickland. He ties up the match. 3 games apiece, race to 10.
Yeah. Earl's playing good himself. You know, he was just behind 3-1, and now it's tied because Van Boening scratched on his break. Don't want to do that again, or you can get behind 2 games.
Well, Strickland's playing Strickland pool, okay? You know, he's so used to winning. Yeah, and to do that, you got to play pretty good.
He just played pretty good in the U.S. Open. I think he ran 5th.
And at the age
That's
of
a good finish.
Yeah, at the age of 53, so he certainly passed his prime.
Why are we talking about 53 being old? It's not old. I'm old.
That's why we're not talking about you.
I know, but I got to knock it. I don't think 53 is old.
Well, it isn't old, Danny, but it's old in comparison to the younger players who are in the prime of their lives playing their best pool.
Oh, you're good at math, then. Someone 30 is 23 years younger than Strickland, and you know that kind of thing.
Danny,
Something to talk about while we're waiting for the rack. Look at how he controlled the cue ball.
pocketing 2 balls on the break. Very quickly, we'll take a look around the table to see if there's any problem areas.
Well, that one combination of the stripes looks dead, and the
Near the foot
14
spot.
will get him there. Yeah, I think you got to take the stripes. You see the 10, 15? The 14 gets you to that.
Well, he doesn't have a shot on the solid anyway, so I think he's going to almost be forced to take the stripe.
He would. If he had to, he would have a shot. The 7 cuts in, but you lose the cue ball.
Well, that's a very difficult shot. He's going to have to shoot over the 6.
I'm not giving him the solids. I like the stripes anyway.
Let's take a look at the 10-15. That's the combination at this end of the table. Even though you feel that the stripes were the better color, you know, the 10-15 better be lined perfectly straight because you got to control the 10
I think
off
they
the
are,
combination.
Billy. I think they are lined up, and the 14 will get you perfect. Get straight in on the 14, you'll be straight in on the 10-15, and that'll control the 10.
Yeah, providing that they're lined up as you think they are.
Well, I think they are.
Well, you're not playing.
Well,
He's
God
the one at
almighty,
the
I could
table.
see a little bit.
Here we go. We're coming real close to
He
that
got
part of the
perfect.
rack. He's got perfect. But let's see. If he's going to err here, it's going to be controlling the 10 off that combination. Beautiful stroke. He's got such a beautiful stroke.
Yeah, and look at the way the layout was.
Now take a look at the 10 ball. At 3 pockets, the combination. He doesn't want to lose control of the 10 ball,
He's not gonna. He'll have that straight in.
which he's done nicely.
Yeah, it looked that way earlier, Billy.
But sometimes from our vantage point, it looks a certain way that it isn't.
I'm only guessing, but I guess pretty right.
Or at least you have in this particular match. Once again, Van Boening takes the lead. That was game number 7. He does take a 1-game lead, 4 games to 3. Strickland at the table now, opening up the balls in game number 8.
Now Strickland has to keep following Van Boning's act and running out too, or else he can get way behind.
You know, Strickland was actually Van Boning's idol. You know, when Van Boening was growing up in his younger years, he was the guy that he wanted to play like. Strickland was the guy that he wanted to play like. You know,
that's a good one to aim at.
And he watched Strickland win all those world tournaments and U.S. Opens, and now he's facing them once again. But you know, who was your guy that you idoled?
Well, what we're talking
idolized
about
and,
now is like when Marciano fought Joe Louis. Joe Louis was his idol, and he had to knock Joe Louis out, and he cried after the fight.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing, except it's pool.
Right.
And no one's going to knock anyone out.
Yeah, no one's going to cry either.
I'm not sure of that.
Yeah, 8-ball, playing 8-ball, you better have a big break. And I think that if Strickland goes on to lose this match, it may be because of his break. Not that he has a bad break, but it isn't up to par with Van Boning's break. He's pocketed a ball with a break and another one. Let's take a look at the
where
balls
are the
now.
balls?
Well, these solids look like the best balls,
They
don't
are.
they, Danny?
They are.
With the exception of the
little bit.
6-ball. Maybe they're not the best. Yeah, they are. I think they are the best.
They are the best. You got a little work to do with the 15 and the 10, and I think that's the 12 ball and the 10.
Well, the pattern would be then to go. He would like to play the 4 next, and then play the 5 to the 6, because that's the safest route to the 6. If he could play he's playing the 5. He's going to go
He's
from the.
going to use the 4 to get to the 6.
Right. I like one rail off the 5 cross table for the 6. Now he's got to get pretty accurate on the 4 with a nice angle to drag the cue ball down table for the 6. And he's not out of the woods even after he plays shape for the 6, because he's got to play shape for the 8. And he's got to get pretty exact with that as well. I don't like what he's done there.
He didn't get good there.
I don't like that at all.
You want to get full so you could drag it down to the 6. Now he got a little bit funny. I don't think he was thinking there. He got up and shot it. It would have been pretty easy to get the right angle on the 4 to get to the 6. And again, to get to the 6 right, you can get to the 8 right. He didn't do any of that.
No, I don't like foul. I think he's got to elevate. I think he's got to elevate and draw the ball down. Very difficult shot, but one that he must shoot. I don't like the follow.
No, he's going following. Can he go 2 rails?
I don't like this shot at all. Not at all.
No, that's terrible.
Not at all.
He snookered himself. But that's because he didn't take time to see where he wanted to be on that ball. Now look at. Now he better kick this in, or he's going to get behind 3 games again.
He's got to use the both rails to kick it in, I think. I think he's got to go to the side rail, bottom rail, and then into the 6.
Well, if you do that, you could snooker yourself behind. I like first of all, there's no bargains here, but if he kicks it straight in, he'll have a shot at the 8. But this was very bad playing here. Very bad.
Yeah, I would have played position for the 4 and used the 5 to go down table. I don't know if he had the angle to do that.
I don't think he was thinking when he shot it.
Let's see what he does here.
He's shooting your shot. He's going into the rail.
Just like that. Just like that.
Well,
that's all there is to it.
There you
that's
go.
all.
Is that all?
That's all there is to it.
You only got to kick it in 2 rails and get position. But I thought he'd get position if he made the ball, but what a great comeback there.
That's all there is to it, folks. Well, I'll tell you,
we're tied now again.
The excitement follows this guy around. After rack number 8, this match is tied up once again. But now the score is 4 games for Van Boening in a rough 4 games for Strickland.
Yeah. Look at Earl. He's waving. He's doing a lot of things there. He's very, very animated.
No, not him.
But the truth of the matter is, the people would rather see him get there and kick 2 rails and cut it in than to be perfect, straight.
Well, that's why they voted him in. Or one of the reasons. One of the reasons. They're having a pretty
but back to
fun
the question.
conversation, the two of them.
When I was growing up, my idol was Irving Crane. Mostly because he lived 55 miles away. Because you asked me this question a little while ago.
Right.
But he was a good guy to have for an idol because he played great straight pool.
Yeah. He may have been the greatest straight pool player of all time.
I think so.
I think people say about Willie Mosconi and whoever, but Irving Crane.
Anytime they wound up with the final game for the title, Crane beat him. Crane knew the safeties better than anybody. You play safe with Crane, you are dead. You've got to invent a dead one.
Nice. Very
Watch
nicely
out, cue
struck.
ball.
Very nicely struck. Look at this.
Disaster.
4, 8, 10, 5 balls on the break. If you want to count the cue ball,
6.
that's 6.
Yeah.
And that's a bad ball to count. Strickland at the table now looking to jump ahead in the match for the first time.
And it's his break.
Yes, it is.
We got to watch this break again, Pat. Let's see that break. It trickled in, but it counted. Yeah. Earl can go ahead now in this match because he's going to break him next.
He left that 4 ball in the center of the table there, a ball that I wouldn't have left, but of course,
he'll go
I'm
2
just
rails
talking.
to it. He's fine. Look, he's got a 2-rail shot off the 6. He could fall on the 4, close as he wants to be, and then the 7 and 3 are right there. I don't think there's a problem here. The problem is, if anyone has a problem, it's Van Boening. Nicely done.
Yep, now he's got a nice angle. He wants to get straight in on the 3, or an angle to cut it to his left,
Well, whoever
like he's
wins,
done here. Okay, he doesn't waste much time. When he's at the table.
no, he plays fast. I like that part.
What do you think, Pat? You're in my ear. Thank you, Pat. Okay, rack number 9 goes to Strickland. All of a sudden, we have a new leader here, Danny.
And it's his
Strickland
break.
5, Van Boening 4 is Strickland's break. And it's starting to look like Van Boening may be in a little bit of a
He is, and he knows
trouble
it,
here.
too. And the winner of this match goes 2-0. It'll be tied with Darren Appleton.
I've been watching Van Boening and Strickland converse between racks, and so far, Van Boning's had that smile on his face because he's had the lead. And
He
up
ain't
until this
smiling
point,
right now.
no, he's not smiling anymore. I'm looking over there, and Strickland is conversing with them and smiling, but Van Boening doesn't seem to have that smile he had a couple racks ago.
You're right. Good observation, Billy.
But he's a very resilient
That's
player.
why I like doing commentary with you, Billy. You see things.
Oh yeah, you brought that up a little while ago. Thank you.
Great observation.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to do commentary with someone who appreciates what
You're
you
right.
have to say.
You're right.
Thank you. Anyway, we've reached a little bit past the halfway point of the match. A race to 10, 5-4, Strickland. Well, it's probably the halfway point of the match, actually.
Yeah, you
5-4.
said past it, but
A little past,
that's the first flaw you've had.
He didn't. Well, he's got a ball. He got a ball.
Where are you? Where are you?
Oh, it looks like he's in tight quarters here. Let me see.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, cue ball positioned very closely to the 5.
He's got the 2 in the side. Because I like the solids here.
Oh, absolutely. The 1 ball is a beautiful ball, takes him to the 5. But the 6 ball now becomes a problem.
Yeah, I wouldn't shoot this ball. I'm shooting the 2 in the side.
I kind of like this shot, Danny, because the 6 ball's a problem. He should clear that 1.
Well, he's going to.
He should clear the 1 now. I like clearing the 1 right now.
You're right.
Right now is the time to clear the 1.
Got to open the pocket for the 6.
Right, you got to clear the 1 now.
That's the only place the 6 goes.
I like clearing the 1, maybe dropping for the 7 next.
He doesn't want to shoot it.
Now keep in mind, the 6 ball is a ball that could create a problem for him because the 1 ball blocks the pocket. So he must clear the 1, then the 6, and he better do it sooner than later.
No, he can shoot the 1 and then shoot the 2 in the side and get perfect on the 6. I imagine he's going to run out here. But he's doing it a little differently than you and I would do it.
But this is okay. But he has to shoot the 1 next.
Yeah, he should have shot it a while ago,
He has to shoot it now. He has to shoot it now because shooting the 4 is not a bad option because that's not a real easy ball to get to either.
He got perfect. 1, 2, 6, 8.
No, we got the 7 down there too, Danny. Here's another ball
They got
on the
the
table.
7, one extra
That's,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't leave that on the table.
And he's got to go from the 2 to the 6 now. He's gotten a little bit of wrong, out of line on the 2 here. If he expects to go to the 6 next, he's come back a little bit too far.
I think he wants to leave the 6 to get to the 8 after he shoots the 7.
I don't like his pattern. No, I don't like his pattern at all, and he doesn't like it either. Now he's going to look at the 6 now. See, he's found himself on the 50-yard line here. He's confused. But he does have that ability to pocket balls, which is so important when you're playing
He can go
upper
2
echelon
rails now.
players, because if you get out of line, you have the resiliency
He can go 2 rails to the 2 in the side now, I think.
in between the 8 and the 10, like this.
Pretty good, especially if he gets off the rail.
Yeah, he wants to get off the rail because the 10 blocks the pocket for the 8, so he has to get back.
He's going to hit the rail and bounce out 1 rail.
1 rail it is, and if he's able to pocket the 8, he'll then have a 2-game lead in this match. 6 games to 4, and at one time he was trailing 3-0. Who would have thought it?
Well, the people are loving it.
Now the break is so important to Van Boening at this time. He scratched twice off of his break. Once it was inadvertent, it was a tough scratch, but the other scratch, I think he went right into the side, didn't he?
Yeah.
So therefore, he...
Yeah, he better run out here or he can get 4 games behind.
Yeah, he can't afford not to be productive off the break here. He's got to make balls on the break and keep the cue ball on the table. That's an absolute must right now. He trails 6 games to 4. He can't afford to fall any further behind for sure.
Billy, you got the schedule for the next match? You know who's playing at 3 o'clock match?
No, I sure don't, but
Someone will
I'm
tell
sure.
us. A voice will come out there and tell us. Bustamante and MAKE-IT are playing the 3 o'clock match. Both of them have a loss.
Van Boening, 22 years younger than Strickland at the age of 31, possibly playing the best pool in the world today, finds himself trailing in a race to 10, 6 games to 4. And now's the time that he has to perform. But it's great players like Van Boening that perform the best when they need it the most. Let's see how he does.
Shane breaks early 6-4.
Well, he's not going to scratch this time. He made a ball. How's the layout here? Solids are the best right now, I'd say.
The 1 and the 6 positioned near the head spot
Well,
are a little bit problematic. Not that they don't go, but you got to get pretty accurate and exact on those balls because they're in such close quarters.
see, this is like straight pool right now. You got to shoot the 5 and try to get on the 1 and 6, because if you don't, you have insurance balls.
He's pretty thin on that shot, Danny. It's not like, it's not automatic at all. So therefore, if he shoots the 5, he's going to have a fast cue ball because he has to shoot the 5 and cut it thinly. And in doing that, the cue ball is going to pick up speed. He doesn't like that angle.
Well, I wouldn't shoot the 2 here because I wouldn't want to disrupt the 4.
But he could shoot. He could shoot the 3 and then play safe for the 4 or the 2 to drop on the 6-1.
And the 1 goes in the side also. Because if he got straight in on the 5, he can get to the 1 in the side. I don't think there's a real problem here, Billy.
He can shoot the 3 in the side and drop for the 7 down here at the end rail.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea to get rid of the 7.
Okay, he'll shoot the 3 in the side play shape for the 7, and then back up. He's pretty thin on the 3. He doesn't like it because he's so thin on it. Being thin as he is on the 3, he's going to have to problem controlling the speed of the cue ball for position for the 7. So he's opted to take the stripes.
Yeah, I think they're about equal anyway. As long as he had a shot he could pocket.
Well, here's the problem with the stripes. You got to clear the 14, 11, and then the 13 last.
Well, they both go to the 13.
Yeah, but they both go, but it's not that easy to play shape for them. Because unless he gets correct on the 14 to drop for the 11
This
next.
is Van Boening. He got there right now. And he could leave. He can leave the 12 to get to the 8 last. Oh, he's fine here.
Oh, he's not fine, Danny. I mean, you keep saying he's fine. This is a problem here.
He wants to get straight in on the 14, but I don't think he can do it.
That's
right
why
here.
he's not fine. You know what I mean? He's a little
His head had me snookered, Billy.
He may even have to bump the 14 slightly here. Let's see.
No,
he may have to do it.
Don't knock it out of play.
Just like that.
No,
Just bump it slightly.
Great control.
And that's what he's done. Now, the cue ball is going to go toward the 2 here, so he's got to be careful with this shot. He's going to bump the 2, which he's done. He's
I don't like this so much.
I kind of like it. He's following on the right side of the 13. If he can put the 13 down, he'll then naturally go off the side rail with the correct speed and stay on this side of the 8. But he's left himself maybe more of a angle than he would like.
Changed the layout because he didn't get actually straight in on that ball. Because now he's got to do more work. He'll do it, but it would have been easy to fall straight in on this 12 ball, but he didn't. Mm-hmm. And he's not going to. So now what?
You know, he's looked at that 13.
He doesn't like it.
He's looked at that 12 ball twice now. I think he's going to end up shooting the 12. He's going to hit it with this shot has to be pounded in. He's going to pound this shot in, force it to the side rail, and take a semi-tough shot on the 13
beautiful
ball.
He can pocket so well, man.
No, he's got to pocket. He's got to pocket this one.
Well, he's going to go 2 rails to the 8. I imagine he'll pocket this. He overcame it. He didn't fall real good on the layout, but he has so much ability that he improvised, and here he is.
That's what makes great players great. Stuff like that, Danny. That's rack number 9. Excuse me. It's rack number 11. Van Boening now only trails by 1 game in the match, 6 games to 5. And I believe it's Strickland's break. It's Strickland's break. And, we're getting to the second half of the match now. And these 1 and 2 game disparities, differences become very, very big now. Much bigger than they were in the early going of the match. To surmount a lead late in the match is very, very difficult.
There's a rack track. Shows what games you won, who won 3 in a row. Van Boening won the first 3. Strickland won the next 3.
You're going to get 45.
Van Boening won the next one, and then Strickland won 3 in a row again.
And then Van Boening won the last game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have 90 seconds.
So with that said, it's 6 games to 5, Strickland.
I'd like to know what Strickland's talking about right now.
Because the table was still open. He hasn't established the group.
Still has a timeout after this?
Yes. Yep. But the timeout would be 45.
What's the problem?
That's too long.
You don't have to use it all.
Strickland's break on all the even games. And the odd games is Van Boning's break. I don't know what I'd love to hear what he's talking about.
It's too long. The clock's too long. Be 20 seconds.
Oh, we were notified it had to do with the shot clock.
Let's see how well he breaks him here, Danny. I expect his break. He hit him better there. I don't know if he got a ball. Watch the
He's
cue
gonna
ball.
scratch.
Watch the cue ball.
He's going to scratch.
Oh, wow.
He dripped.
That cue ball is just hanging by a thread. I mean, it's just sitting on the edge of that pocket.
And he's very fortunate he has the 6 ball. There's nothing else to shoot here but
Well,
the
he can
6.
shoot the 15 on the side.
Oh, I wouldn't mess with that.
Well, he has that choice. That's all I'm saying. He has that choice.
No, you're right. He does have the choice. But anyway, if he shoots the 6, he does have balls in the side to shoot next. And then the 7 will be the only problem, but he could maneuver.
Mm-hmm. That's why he should take a look at the stripes as well.
Well, the stripes is a little tougher shot. So he's doing this. He's still on the rail, which is not good. Yeah, I don't know if he could roll this in and hold it for the 4.
He would like to follow it down for the 7, but I don't believe he has the angle to do that.
Unless he brushes off the 2 ball. That'll give him the right angle. But he didn't.
Wow.
He's not going to like
that
this.
Was a little haphazard
That
there,
was,
Danny.
Yeah.
You know.
That was no good.
No,
He's got the 4, but you'd rather have something easier.
Didn't seem like he shot that shot with a purpose. For as crazy as that may sound, that's the way I interpret it. And now he's found himself on the bottom rail with a tough shot on the 4.
But he'll get rewarded if he makes it.
And which he's done.
He did. Well, he didn't fall on the 7 yet. 7's the problem.
He's going to have to play shape for the 7 next. I think he's going to have to draw it straight back.
Yeah.
And try to get underneath that 13. As difficult as it may appear, I think that's his best choice.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that angle, Billy. He's got the wrong angle to do that.
I really can't see the angle.
Yeah, it's not straight in.
Providing he has a straight in shot, I like drawing straight back.
Yeah, he doesn't have a straight in.
If he doesn't have a straight in shot, well, then he's going to have to choose another route to get to the 7. And the likelihood of him doing that, in my opinion, isn't very good.
No, it's not a good layout here because if he leaves the 7 for his last ball before the 8, he's going to have trouble getting to the 8 in case he falls on the 7.
Now, keep in mind, even though it may not appear to be the best solution, he could bank the 7 at some point. Bank it cross corner.
Well, he's going to have to do something amazing.
I don't like where he's ended up here either. He's got a lot of work here.
Oh, this isn't real good either.
What's he going to do here? Is he going to do? He could play shape to bank that 7. Come right, draw the ball right back down table, maybe get on that bank, because he doesn't have a good angle on the 1 to get to the left side of the 7 to play position for this corner pocket. He may be forced to play position for the bank here, Danny. And that's not going to be easy, but you know what? That's about all I see that he has available.
Well, the thing about this is that once he gets the 1 out of the way, the 8 goes in that same pocket. So the bank ain't going to be a very big disaster, especially if he makes it.
Oh, he's going, look at this cue ball, people. Look at this cue ball.
He's snookered.
Oh, he's gone too far.
Yep.
Too far.
Now what? You cut it in and fly around.
I don't know what.
You can cut it in the left-hand corner to him.
Oh, boy.
But then you got to fall on the 8.
Well, he's got to come up with something pretty special here.
Yeah, he's got to make the 7. He will have a shot of some sort on the 8, but he's got to make the 7.
He's going to cut it in, like you said. Cue ball's going to be flying around the table here. Watch the scratch. Watch the scratch.
He made the ball, and the 8 does go past it goes past the 15.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's made a couple tremendous shots in this match so far.
And he's proud of it.
And he needed them.
Yeah.
Talking about a resilient player, talking about a guy that can...
Yeah, that's a great shot at that moment of life.
Wow, he
hit the 15.
Wow.
It went in anyway.
Well, it's 7-5 now. Strickland with a 2-game lead. That rack was a very difficult rack, and he made it look difficult as well. So,
and he made the 8 off the 15.
So, but you know,
he's having a good time out there.
Certainly is entertaining everyone here in attendance, along with you people at home, I would imagine.
We're going to see that 8 ball go up. Well, we're going to shoot the 7, and then I like to see the 8 go off the 15. But first, the 7. Look at this shot. Now he makes the 8 off of the 15.
Sometimes a moment is big. That moment was big. I was talking about when Strickland shot the 8, the moment that preceded that shot on the 8 was big, cutting that 7 in like he did, coming up with the shot on the 8. And I think he lost a little bit of focus when he shot the 8, but not so much that he missed it. He played the 8 straight in, but it caromed out the 15 ball, and he was able to put it in. 7-5. Strickland, Van Boening at the table, desperately needs to pocket a ball or two and finish it out with a run out in this game because he can't afford to fall 3 games behind here. We're already in the later stages of this match, 7-5, Strickland. Race to 10.
The thing about Earl that I admire is he's not intimidated by anybody. You agree with that?
No, I don't. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with it. And those shots that you were alluding to before the match started about these tough shots that he shoots, and I don't practice shooting tough shots because I want to practice shooting shots because I play better position. And I followed that up by saying that, you know what, he practices tough shots because he wants to feel comfortable when he has to shoot them, and that was evidence in the last rack when he shot the 7 ball, a shot that you would have never practiced, and he did. He was practicing a thin cut shot before this match.
Not only wouldn't I practice it, I wouldn't make it.
That was very generous of you.
Yeah. Well, when you get older, you admit your deficiencies.
Yeah, you're not that old yet then, huh?
I'm pretty old.
Okay, let's take a look at the table, Danny. He's got a shot.
I think they're about equal. Except he's got a better shot to shoot the stripes right now, but I think they're equal.
Yeah, the 2 ball's a problem ball. The 10 ball's a problem ball for the stripes.
Well, the 2 goes in that pocket near the 6, so he's going to take the solids. But like I said, I think they're equal.
Well, if he can get rid of that 2 ball.
Yeah, he didn't get a good angle to get rid of it.
No, he didn't have a good starting shot. You know, he was forced to shoot the solid and the 6 ball, so therefore he had to create
and the 2 does not
the
pass
pattern
the
off
12.
the 6. Interesting.
He'll get it later. That's what he said.
He's going to get it later, but you know what? It's not an easy ball to get.
See where he's pointing? That's where he wants to get eventually.
Mm-hmm. It's easy to point there, but getting there is another thing. But I tell you what, this guy here gets places that you and I don't even think about getting to, even up here. He's got a fast cue ball. He wants to get there now, but he
tried to get to the 2, but he didn't get there.
He's fallen short of the mark, and he's now forced maybe to shoot another ball, maybe the 3, and that ball doesn't lead him naturally to any other ball.
Well, it does. The 7 and 1 both passed that right-hand corner.
Well, it does and
but
doesn't.
But he has to roll it in. He don't want to get far away.
Yeah, the angle that he's left himself with on the 3 is pretty thin, which suggests to me that he's got problems shooting that ball as well, but he may be forced to shoot the 3.
I think he's got to shoot it.
You know, he could possibly, spin the 1 in, but he may run into the 8 if he does that.
Well, if he could spin the 1 in, he could fall on the 2, but I think he's shooting the 3 and going to fall on the 1.
He's pretty thin. He's pretty thin.
Yeah, he's pretty good at this.
See, now he's got to have to see he's too thin.
Uh-oh.
That's what I was talking about. He was too thin on the 3. And now he's found himself with a very tough shot on the 7.
You're right. It was too thin to control, so he cinched it.
With an iffy angle to control the cue ball for the 1, because he looks like he's going to go into the stripe.
Yeah, that isn't going to help him.
And if he goes into the stripe, he's going to have to hit the top side of the stripe. Which he's done. Watch out. Watch out.
He scratched.
Well, that was the problem there, Danny. You know, that
Oh,
two
it was
ball,
a tough layout.
That
The two
2
got
ball
him.
was the problem, because had that 2 ball not been positioned where it is, he probably would have ran out. But you know what? That's the beauty of 8 ball, is that, you know, sometimes you have to get the cue ball, maneuver it around to get position on one of those problematic balls like the 2 ball. He wasn't able to do that, and it looks like Strickland's going to be on his way to winning game number 8.
Yeah. I don't see a problem here.
Yeah, he wants to get. What's he playing shape for, the 12?
Yeah, but he got good here. He can go 1 rail now to the 15. And I think he's going to be out.
Yeah, nicely struck. He's gotten off the side rail, which is always good. He's looking to capture his 8th game to Van Boning's 5. And with a 3-game difference at this stage of the match, he has to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah. This would be a big win, beating Van Boning.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's liking it right now. Earl Strickland at the age of 53 is showing us that he still has it. He still has it. And like Danny said, you're not old when you're 53.
I don't think so, Billy. Especially, you know, he jogs, he takes care of himself, he eats well. No, 53, you're okay.
53 is not old, providing you jog and eat well.
Well, if you want to play pool and beat Van Boning, you better take care of yourself.
And you got to do a few other things other than jog and eat well.
George Foreman was heavyweight champion of the world at 53, Billy.
Well, there are exceptions, but I'm just talking, you know, generally speaking. Well, wasn't the age of 50 the senior, Miserak's
Senior,
qualifying
50.
age of 50?
50. Yep.
So you recognize as a senior at 50. So therefore, he would have done well on the senior
Well,
tour.
I thought that was too young anyway. Too young an age for a senior pool. Well, Earl can get on the hill here. The heat will be on Van Boning. He can't make any more mistakes if Earl runs out here.
The heat's been on Van Boning. This is 8-5 Strickland. The heat has been on Van Boning. There goes a ball, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. Six balls on the break. 6. The 2 balls positioned very closely to that side rail. I don't even know if it's pocketable on the side.
Oh, yes, it is. He can go 1 rail now to the 7 or the 1.
He's looking to shoot the 1.
He could shoot the 1, but I like shooting the 2 and going 1 rail.
Yeah, if he has a good shot at it.
He does.
It looks a little more difficult.
No, he's
at
got
least
it.
from my vantage point, it does. Obviously, I was wrong, and you were right again.
You were wrong last year once.
You're having a pretty good match here, Danny. You're really outplaying yourself. You're playing almost as good as Strickland.
Yeah, but I don't have any pressure. Watch out!
But right now,
Oh, what a dumb shot.
right now, he has some pressure.
Oh, that's the end of him.
Well, it's 8-5.
That's the end of him.
It's 8-5 in favor of Strickland. Remember game number 14. It looked like he had a good shot to make it 9-5.
He
But
could have
he,
got on the hill, but now he just kicked in a ball and won the game. He's not going to kick this one in. Good prediction.
Yeah, he really.
But he has to call it.
He really, in my opinion, inexplicably ran into a ball that I didn't think he would run into.
But you know what? Just hit the one. You don't have to hit it hard to try to make it. Just hit the one, and you're not going to leave anything, Billy. You see it?
There aren't very many games won with only one soldier left on the table to your opponent's 5, and I'm saying that he has the one ball was a lone soldier for Strickland.
Oh, he's trying to make it? I like just hitting it. You could lose trying to make it.
And you could win. And you could win by doing what he did.
You see it? It was still pretty free, even if it didn't go.
8-ball, corner pocket.
It's amazing.
Well, I'll tell you what, he put a little extra pressure on himself by parading like he did before shooting the 8, but it didn't seem to bother him, because he's really accustomed to shooting shots like that, putting all the attention on himself. So maybe he does that to pump himself up too, Danny.
Could be.
Yeah, game number.
And the people sure love it.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting and exciting stuff.
He had to curve the ball. He made one, but it actually was free, I thought. As long as he hit the one, I don't think he had to worry much. Yeah, let's see that break where he made a zillion balls. Here it is. Start counting them. You can't even count them fast enough.
Yeah. He made 6 balls on the break.
Na, 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 na.
But you were right at the end. All he had to do was hit the one, and he didn't have to worry much.
No.
Because if he didn't put the one down, he wouldn't have to worry because he was going to lose.
How was he going to
He didn't have any
lose?
more because he was going to lose in that game.
Van Boening didn't have a good shot on any high ball, Billy.
Yeah, but you could still play easy safety.
Well, Van Boening still would have been happy if he didn't make the one because he
Of
would have had
course.
some kind of chance.
Of
Once
course.
it went in, he was dead. So Earl has come with some trick shots.
You think so? Here we go. 9 in the side, another ball. And looks like maybe even, maybe another, but not.
Let's look at that one ball masse. Sweat it.
Nicely struck.
Okay, well tell me, if the one didn't go, how would you figure that Van Boening was going to win from here? But it would have been a chance.
He probably would have figured out a way.
Well, we don't have to worry about that because it's gone forever.
Let's get a shot at that 13 or that 12 at the other end of the table. Let's see what he has available here. Very nice angle, thank you. I do believe after pocketing the 10, he has enough room to possibly play position for the 12 and pocket that as well. Matter of fact, I'm certain of it, or else he wouldn't have chosen the stripes.
Well, if there's a difficulty, I think he can make the combination. He's not going to shoot it, but that would have been the shot. No, yes, it is. I'm contradicting myself.
Well, you're playing better than your alter ego.
I don't even know what that means, Billy.
Wow, watch out.
Oops.
Watch out.
Oops.
Well, fortunately, he can hit the right side of the cue ball, which he needs to hit anyways. Uh-oh.
Well,
He's
got a shot.
And he's
He's
got
got
a
a
pocket.
shot. He's got a window.
But the problem with this, well, he's got to go cross table here. I don't think he can afford to drag this.
I'll tell you what the big problem is. Strickland's on the hill. That's the big problem.
Well, yes, it's a major problem, but
Because this is a tough shot, and position isn't automatic.
I think he's better off hitting this with some speed, sending the cue ball cross table.
Oh, yeah, he's better off banking the ball, he thinks. Oh, I wouldn't bank it. I just got to go down swinging at that. Well, you sure he's not from Kentucky, Billy?
You know, that wasn't a bad choice, not because he made it.
Because position was automatic.
Exactly. You have to figure out the difficulty of the shot in itself and also the difficulty of coming up with a shot next. I think the difficulty of the bank was equally as difficult as pocketing the 10.
You're right.
But position on the bank was automatic,
You're right.
where position off the 10 wasn't.
Good thinking.
So therefore, not only did he make a nice shot by banking it, but he made a nice choice by choosing it.
He only had to do one thing good, bank the ball. We're going to show you the bank on the 15. But like you say, he only had one thing he could do wrong. The other way, he had two different things he had to do. So that's the percentage good thinking.
Exactly. And it's excellent discretion at the table that enables players like Strickland and Van Boening and all these top-notch players, or these upper echelon players, to play the type of speed and pool that we're watching here. You know, it's not only their ability and their skills, it's their ability to think and choose the right shots. You know, and for the reasons they choose them.
The big problem now is Earl's going to have at least 2 breaks to get his game ball in the match. You know, no matter what happens here, Earl knows he's going to break them again.
So he has that luxury of knowing that even if he doesn't win the match off of this break, he's going to have another opportunity to do it later.
Right.
Let's see how well
Very
he does
big.
here. Okay, it doesn't look like he's going to get anything. The last time he broke the balls, he pocketed 6 balls on the break. This time, he's come up dry.
Yeah. He should have saved one of those for this rack.
Well, this is what Van Boening needed to start off with. But, of course, he has a lot of work, not only in this rack, but in the games to follow. Because because he can't afford to lose another game, or else it's out the door.
But the match could get close here if Van Boening could run this rack and then break and run.
There's a lot of congestion on the table. I mean, just a lot of it. And this is where really a good discretion means a lot. You're talking about the last time he was at the table, he made a good choice in what he did. Well, there's a lot of things he has to consider now, a lot of things. He may, I would imagine you really have to try to run out from here because you really can't afford to lose control of the table here and give it back to Strickland, even though you're confronted with all these, difficult decisions upcoming, but I think he's got to go for it here.
Well, he has a good shot to start with.
He's going to play the combination, possibly 6-4, I don't know.
Yeah, he can do that, but I think balls are going to move around.
Well,
something could get safe here.
He can bump the 2 softly and roll it out of the way and play shape for the 7. Let's see what he does here. Bump the 2 slightly, play shape for the 7.
He's okay.
Or the 2. That would be a better ball because now the 2 goes on the side. But in either case, I think what he did there was very productive because he didn't tie up anything, and that was the main thing.
Not only that, he leaves the 7 now for the 8 last.
Well, I don't know.
He wanted to get straight in on the 6, but he didn't.
I don't know. I think a good ball to get to the 8 would be this with the 6-2. But of course, that would mean that he would have to eliminate the 5.
Well, he's going to cut at this 5 ball.
I like the 5, 7, 3, 6. Unless he shoots the 6 now. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to come up for the...
Where you going?
He wants to come up with a 5.
Oh, he's not going to like this.
He's got a fast cue ball.
He's going to be over the top. He's snookered on 1 ball. He's over the top shooting the 5.
Mm-hmm. No, he's not over the top. He's not over the top shooting the 5. He's going to shoot the 5. He's going to have to play 5, 3, 7 here. But most importantly, he has to put the 5 down. More emphasis should be put on the pocketing of the 5 as opposed to the shape on the 3.
Well, he got a shot on the 3, but he's not going to have easy position to the 7. He's going to have to pound this in and bounce off the rail.
I don't think so. I don't think he wants to do that. I think what he's going to end up doing is either play the 3 in the side or just softly draw it back, one or the other.
Yeah, he's shooting the 3 in the side, it looks like.
No, he went to the corner.
Well, he's going to have to hit it with a little zip.
Well, he may, but it's not going to be easy. It's because of that.
That's the end of it.
Whenever you shoot shots that carry that type of an angle, they have to be hit cleanly. And he got down over that shot and hit it more quickly than I thought he should have. And in doing so, he didn't cut it enough, and that shot demanded accuracy, which it didn't get.
And the speed you had to hit it, you had to be real accurate. Why is he hitting balls?
Because
nothing had to be hit.
And that's kind of the way he plays.
Yeah, I wouldn't have hit a ball there, but they all turned out okay.
But you can hit balls if you're pretty sure and confident where those balls are going or where the cue ball is going, because you had a lot of options.
Well, he got a little funny here. Well, he unfunnied it. No, he's okay.
Well, he may be forced to shoot the 12 here, Danny, if he can't make the 11. And shooting the 12, he's going to have a fast cue ball because he's going to have to hit the 12 thinly. And in doing that, the cue ball is going to pick up speed. He's got to play a good cue ball here.
There's nothing easy here.
He's going to go into the 3. He's going to go into the 3. It'll stop the progress of the ball, which is done.
Good enough.
Now he's found himself back in line.
Yeah, he's okay now.
Yeah, he would like to shoot the 14, but that's going to take him away from the 11.
Well, he could shoot it and go one rail.
Yeah, but he doesn't really want to travel real far, but he may be forced to do that.
He's doing it. He's doing it.
That's right. He don't want to do a lot of traveling.
Oh, he got good on this.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Billy, he can go one rail to the 15 now off the 11. He's fine.
Well, that's not good. Okay,
You
he's
don't
got.
think this is good?
No, I'd rather be straight in and just fall
Well,
down
tell
the
me
table.
this. Would you rather be shooting or have your opponent
That's
shoot?
not the question, my man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
See, that's not good.
Oh, boy.
That's not good. See?
You're right.
Okay, that's not good. What's
You're
good right now?
I expected him to make that. Wow. Shane has to be fortunate he's getting back to the table. Oh, Earl's mad about that. If he loses this match, you're liable to see a suicide.
Look at the ball. Just keep rolling and rolling. I mean, this is a fast surface here.
It's a new cloth,
This
Billy.
is a fast surface that must be really stretched tightly over the table. Uh-oh, a little brush there.
He got a little funny.
Yeah, he really didn't hit the cue ball where he wanted to because he didn't get back away from the 8 as easily as I thought he should have. But let's see if that hurts him. It didn't. Okay, it's 9-6 now after 15 games. Is it 9-7? 9-7, excuse me. 9-7 after 16 games, and all of a sudden, a little more of a heartbeat in this match, Danny. 9-7. Yeah, I was really surprised to see Strickland miss the 11. And not only that, you know, he hit it poorly because he didn't really get the movement with the cue ball that I thought he should have gotten. Even though he undercut it and it slowed the cue ball up some, I thought he should have hit it even harder. Because had he even made the ball, I don't know if he would have gotten where he needed to get for the last ball.
He played real good the whole match until there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
now,
how about the game before that when he made those miraculous shots with the
now he
Massey
didn't
and
have
everything?
any of that, and he didn't get out. So this could still get shaky, you know, because as long as he could erase that inning, don't dwell into the next inning with that on your mind. Let's look at Earl's miss there. He didn't cut the ball. I don't think he hit it hard enough anyway.
Yeah. Well, he hit it thickly, and in doing so, the cue ball is going to slow up. But look at the cue ball. It stopped in between the 8 and the 15. But, of course, he did use inside English, which is going to be, you know,
He would have cut it a little more.
lending to the undercut of the ball, the inside English. 13 in the side. I think it was the 4 in the corner.
Oh,
The
look at
one
how-
ball finally came to rest on the side rail and back at the 8, so you can tell right away that the solids is a bad choice.
You're right. Because of the one, you got to go to the the stripes. No problem.
Now, the ball in the center of the table, that stripe ball, the 15 ball in the center of the table, now becomes a ball that needs attention because that's the ball that could be a problem ball. So he's going to have to take his time here and choose the right pattern because it's very, very crucial for him to do that.
Well, the 9's kind of thin to shoot right now. Why doesn't he?
Why not? He can go to the 15 next.
Yeah, but that's pretty thin.
Where's he
Where are
going?
you going?
Where's he going? Well, he sure didn't want to go there. He shook his head and he said to himself, what the heck happened there? You know, he certainly misplayed the cue ball.
I really thought he should have shot the 11 first.
You know what I think? I think he's saving the 11 for the key ball, which isn't an ideal key ball, but the way the other balls are laying on the table, maybe that is the best choice. And once again, I keep going back to that 15 ball positioned in the center of the table as the problematic ball. And
What's this going to do?
And I still think it's problematic.
It is. He's got the ball in the side there. That's the 13. But I think he's going to have to shoot the 11 after the 13. But he doesn't.
What's he doing? He's going around the 11 here. He's got to be careful here because he's going to be in tight quarters. This is not a shot that plays natural. He knows it. He's backing away from it. He said, "Oh, I don't like the way this shot plays."
You got to shoot the 13.
But now shooting the 13, he's leaving that 15 where it is, and he wants to get rid of that 15. He knows the importance of getting rid of that 15. He may go back to it. Let's see what he does. No, he's going to shoot the 13.
He's got a free shot to get on it.
Okay, now he's going to shoot the 11 or cut the 15 in. I don't like cutting the 15 in. You know, this isn't automatic. This isn't easy.
Well, actually, the 15 goes in the far corner also. He can get straight in on that. He'll like it. But he got good on this because he's going to billiard. He's going to billiard the 2, and he'll have the cut on the 8.
Yeah, well, he'll just want to bump. He'll want to bump the 2, but he doesn't want to bump the 2 on top of it. He wants you to just slightly bump it on the side like that. Now he's got himself a shot on the 8, which is something that he appreciates. He's lucky, or he's glad, I should say, not lucky. He's glad that it's ended up like it has.
Yeah.
It's to put him within one game of the lead, 9-8.
Well, Earl better make a ball and run out here.
Well, you know, Earl's going to have 2 more attempts at the table to break the balls.
No, 1.
Oh yeah, this is a race to 10.
Yeah.
Well, if he
one
more, that's right.
This
is be the last opportunity Earl have to break the balls. Now this break becomes much, much, much more important than the other 2 times he was at the table to break the balls.
Look at him right now. He's thinking about the ball he missed. He did have a good out after Boening gave him the game. And he didn't take advantage.
Now, all of a sudden, look at the 2 of them. Van Boening has a little bit of a smile on his face now. He's much more comfortable. He's, much more sociable, if you
You're calling
might
that
say.
A smile?
Yeah, it sure is. Look.
I hate to... Oh, now he is.
Well,
yeah.
he was smiling before.
I hate to tell him a joke if that's a smile.
But a few racks ago, he wasn't smiling. But he has reason to smile now because he can, visibly see the finish line here. Now, a lot of pressure right now for Strickland. A lot of pressure because now he really can't afford to err, where before he could, and he did. And sometimes it's difficult to show the resiliency after you err, not once, but a couple times at the end of a match.
Yeah, he has to forget that inning. Don't scratch with the cue ball.
He made a ball. But does he have a shot? He's got the 1, maybe.
He's got the 1. He's going to have to... Oh, he's got the ball on the side also.
Yeah. He's going to be shooting over the 1 there.
Well, they're kind of tied up here, both groups.
Yes, they are. Yes,
I
they are.
think you get the bridge, cut the 1 in, and go into the 2.
That's not a bad choice there.
That's what I think.
He may not even need the bridge. I think he may be able to stretch over the
He
table.
can reach. Got to hit the 2 here.
Yeah, I kind of like that shot, too. Which he's done. I kind of like that. Does he have a shot?
Well, the 2 didn't go real good.
He has the 6. A shot that he doesn't want to shoot, but it's there. He has it. The 2-ball, like Danny said, ended up in an awkward position near that side rail with actually no pocket. If he shoots to 6, he may end up going into the 2 here.
Yeah, he could do that. But
let's see what he does here, Danny. If he shoots to 6, it looks like the natural path the cue ball will take will be going toward the blue 2. And if it does, it's quite convenient for him to do that, because he can kill 2 birds with the 6 and knock the 2 out of the position that it's in all in one shot. And he needs to move that 2 at some point, unless he wants to bank it. Even if he banks it cross-side, he only has a half a pocket, where the 10 blocks the half of a pocket for the bank. I think he needs to shoot the 6 and go into the 2 here. Let's see what he does. Which he's done.
He tied it up worse.
No, he didn't tie it up
Oh,
worse.
no,
he can shoot it right now.
Yeah,
he can
he's
shoot
gonna-
the 2 now. He's going to take his time and look around.
He's going to shoot the 5 first, I think.
I don't think he should shoot the 5 first. He's perfect on the 2.
Well, he can get there again, but what about the 5 and the 7 now? I think you shoot the 5 and fall on the 7.
I kind of like saving the 5. You know why? Because the 5's a good ball to fall on the 7 off of.
Yeah, and the 5 does go in the side.
Right. The 5's a good ball to fall on the 7, so I wouldn't shoot the 5.
Well, he is going to shoot it. No, he isn't.
No.
Okay, he's going to shoot the 2.
He should follow down. He should follow the cue ball down, which he's done. Staying on top of the 3. Now going from the 4 to the 5 now becomes a very big shot. He has to come up with the correct angle off the 4 to get shape for the 5. That's not going to be easy.
You're right. I mean, the gamble here is if you want to get the right angle on the 4, you're gambling on snookering yourself.
I don't think he can cut the 4 to his left and miss hitting the 15 and go up 1 rail across table for the 5, but that's what he thinks he can do. I think with this angle, he runs the risk of going into the 15, which will shorten the angle enough to where he won't get shape on the 5. Very, very big shot coming up right here.
I think he's got to come with a whole bunch of right-hand spin and hard.
He was able
he didn't even hit it.
able to miss the 15.
Oh,
he
he's fine.
figured it out perfectly. Now he's on the 5, which will send him nicely for the 7. He's got the right angle. All he needs to do is softly roll it in. Watch out, watch out. I don't like what he's done there, and either does he.
That ain't a good shot. You got to get a little better shot on the 7. Well, if he makes it, he's going to have a shot on the 8. But
Okay, he's got a half a pocket on the 7 on this side. He doesn't have a full pocket, and one might say, yeah, but he got sideboards with the 10. Not necessarily so, because the 10 is far enough away from the side.
if he hits it full, he won't make the ball.
Wow,
Wow, he hit the point.
That was a great shot to win the match with. Made that shot even greater.
Look at Earl. He's happy.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a very exciting match,
It was.
Danny. I mean, Strickland came with some beautiful shots, some great shots.
And some bad ones.
Yeah, well, that's why he had to come with some good ones. But, in spite of it all, he gave the fans a really exciting finish and a great match. I really enjoyed doing this match, Danny. Okay, we're going to be back with the next match shortly. And who's that match going to be with? Bustamante and Mika Immonen. We'll be back in just a minute with Bustamante Immonen.